Anyway, just be here from the cart, and we're back to a new Simpsons review. And if y'all didn't see the last one, go and check it out. And this is another good episode. So the episode starts with the eye on Springfield, and this two-story outhouse, and this nurse joking with these guys that need arm surgeries at a blood bank. And of course, Ken Brockman announcing these different things. And yeah, Marge actually thinks that it's a good idea to go to this place, this new place that's happening, this water place. Just her and Homer, and Lisa reading about things with babysitting and her friend. And while they're at service, in church service, the pastor making these announcements and announcing with Lisa, which Lisa's wondering why she's not getting any calls. And Marge is saying maybe because normally teens are responsible. And Ned is heading out of town, needing to somebody to watch the kids. And Lisa says she can do it, and he's not too sure. But yeah, she pretty much does babysit him. And yeah, there's a moth that scares them, and they're praying, and she tells them a story, which they get scared. But Ned is actually pleased with Lisa, and he's going to recommend everybody Lisa's good babysitting skills. Then we see the chief of police going out while she looks after Ralph. And yeah, he puts the pajamas wrong, pretty much. And Bart is wondering why Homer's wearing that tuxedo, especially this early. And then Bart wakes up and sees that Lisa just got done babysitting the doctor's kid. And he sees all the money that she made, and saying that he can make it much faster than her. Which Homer's all fancy looking, and so is Marge. And Bart is wondering who's having to babysit him, when she mentions that it's not Grandpa Simpson, and then she said it's not Selma and Patty. It's obviously, of course, Lisa. Yep, they're actually putting Lisa in charge of Bart, and of course Maggie too. And Bart obviously saying that this has to be a mistake, pretty much. Which he tries to tell Homer to do something, and he's like, behave to your sister. And yeah, things are gonna get crazy, for sure. For real, things are gonna get crazy. And she's talking about how she's gonna do good, pretty much, babysitting him, and he's like, you're dead. And yeah, they run over a traffic cone, and driving in the middle of a walkway, and then they parked on this kind of special thing, children's message of peace. And Lisa wanting more of of those beans, but he then says that he didn't want to eat them. He just wanted to look and see how disgusting they are, and he wants ice cream instead. Which yeah, he starts acting like a baby, even doing the whole bib thing. Maggie starts crying. He pours the ice cream in it, and that's actually coffee ice cream. Which yeah, she starts getting hyper. Like, great, Bart, just great. You're gonna cause so much trouble, it seems. And Marge is actually very impressed how Springfield got all these stores. Yeah, we see Mrs. Krabappel and Principal Skinner too that are there. And this place with celebrities. And Homer's like, he always wanted to be a celebrity. And showing that this car, they have one of those cars that look like they crashed into it, but this guy is actually in it. And they find Moe's that just leads a tunnel all the way to Moe's actual place. And Mo's like, "You're a long way from home," and he'll start a tab, which Lisa tries to get Maggie down. Of course, he's not going. Lisa's wondering if Bart's getting ready for bed. He says he is, but he's calling people for like a party. Lisa's trying to get Maggie dressed and gets the baby powder everywhere onto her, and sees Bart is not going to bed, which, yeah, she starts trying to drag him. And he's saying he's doing it less violently. And she gets the door, which all these people are just coming in. Like this sub, Krusty's coming, saying that he's gonna have to get paid. And of course, these guys with saying of an alien. And these different things, too. And Lisa is trying to tell everybody that, yeah, they were tricked pretty much. And then she tells Bart that he's going to be in so much trouble, which she tells him to go to bed, but he goes to eat the bread, and he's like, "Oh, you said, I heard you say go to bread," which, yes, he's not serious. He's telling him to go to bed, which, yeah, you're not going to want to make Lisa angry. Which, he's not in her bed, or his bed. And he's saying, you didn't exactly say what's bad. Which she starts to try to get him. And he's like, you have to get me first. And then he starts falling down the stairs until he's injured. And of course, Krusty sees it. And he's like, he'll come back later. And Lisa's all terrified. And when Bart wakes up, his arm is basically broke. And he wants to try to keep it so everybody can see what a terrible babysitter once Homer and Marge find out. Which Homer is suddenly getting sprayed until he's in the faucets and getting laughed at. And Lisa telling Bart to let her in there while he's banging his head to make it worse. And when she tells him to stop, she pretty much doesn't hear anything from him, so she sees that, yeah, he's knocked out again. She tries to call 911, but obviously it's not going to answer to Lisa. Then she tries to call Dr. Hibbert, but she has this thought process of what could happen, of pretty much blaming her, and the chief of police saying that she was trying to bait Bart with some Bane, with some peas, pretty much, a bag of peas, and Marge obviously telling her about a babysitter, and they're thinking that that's not a good idea. Then she calls Dr. Nick, pretty much. Marge wanting to call the kids, and worried about the kids, and Homer's like, Lisa's in charge. She's responsible. Lisa putting Bart in a wagon, telling him that everything's going to be okay, and they're going to take him to get help, and Lisa's so stressed out, and when Maggie, of course, is messing with Bart, and she puts him in a dog cat cage. And we see these different patients, and she's saying if she can skip Smithers, which, yeah, she says she can't. And she's got to go to the wagons. And then the chief of police pretty much sews. And then he realizes, after what it seems like he was called her in the act the first time, but no, then he sees just a wagon. Yeah, it's just empty. When he leaves, it turns out Bart is now rolling into some mud, which, yeah, she ends up getting him too. Surprise, surprise, where the mayor is and everybody else, and she gets caught. And they're wondering why she did this. and pretty much bad babysitter, she gets called. Bart apologizes after she says of what's happened, or that his hand is feeling better, and apologizes for being such a jerk to her, and how she pretty much he cost her her babysitting job, which she gets a phone call, and Dr. Hibbert actually calls saying that she needs a baby, that he needs a babysitter. She needs Lisa. And then Ned Flanders calls, and yeah, she actually still gets to keep her babysitting job. Even though they knew that it looked like she nearly killed Bart with all the trouble, she still gets to keep her job. At least she has a happy ending. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, which one of these kids turned on to me anything new. Let me know what y'all think. Catch y'all next one.